Hey guys, welcome back to another GTA Online video. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, GTA Online Summer Update was released today and it changed a lot. There wasn't many like big things, but there was quite a bit of smaller things that Rockstar either changed or fixed. And I'm going to go over 20 of them in this video. So wasting no time, the first thing you can now do is, well, you can start an invite only session straight from the menu. No longer do you have to fumble going back to single player or going through like the creator to join not only just invite only lobbies, but actually you can see a couple of the other lobbies as well. You got crew, closed friend, and a solo session, as well as a public session if you just want to find another one of those. But you can do that all straight now through the menu. So very convenient thing. The next thing you can do is buy 2 more properties. The amount of standard properties you can get went from 8 to now 10. So, I mean, it's a good thing because it's more garage space, but it's also a bad thing because it's more garage space. You have to go through so many different screens when you're calling the mechanic to find your car. Now, one of the bigger things they added, and I'm not going to go over specifics in this video. We're going to actually wait and we're going to break down stuff a lot more in other videos in the next couple of days. But there's a bunch of new business stuff that was added. If you want to pause right here, this is what they posted on the Rockstar support page, sort of everything. Again, we'll be breaking all this stuff down, going more in depth on like what's the best business now, how much do these businesses pay now and all that. But you can see a bunch of stuff was added to the executive office, to the nightclub, to the bunker, and to the biker clubhouse. So while this update didn't really include new businesses or anything, they did actually upgrade a bunch of the older businesses, which that just makes them a lot better. Again, if you want to pause and read, you can. Speaking of businesses though, one thing you can do now, of course, is sell in invite only lobbies. You can sell in all of the sessions now. No longer do you have to be just in public sessions to sell. Everything will work in whatever session you're playing in. Although there is this little point that they changed, the high demand bonus for completing cell missions in public sessions is actually increased now. So you do get a lot more. Again, once I do some more testing, we'll figure like how much more is it actually worth it to go back into public sessions and do these cell missions. We'll do all that stuff, but they have increased it. I think before it was like 30-ish% more. So maybe it's 50%, maybe even more. Right now, who knows? Another thing that Rockstar changed was the time it takes to request vehicles from the mechanic. It is way quicker now. Before it was like, I swear it took sometimes 20, 30 seconds. It felt like. Now it's pretty instant. It's not as instant as going through like the MC club menu, but it only takes like 2-3 seconds and boom, your car is spawned. Now the Oppressor Mark II was one of the big things Rockstar promoted it as like fixing. And it really sucks that they only decided to focus on that because there's a lot of broken stuff in this game, a lot of unbalanced stuff. So it seems pretty lazy, but the Oppressor Mark II has been nerfed. Its missiles are basically now the buzzard missiles. So if you ever use the buzzard, you know those rockets, they're not the greatest. That's what the Oppressor Mark II now shoots. And you will notice, especially when you're trying to shoot NPCs or other players, I guess, the missiles more than likely won't actually hit if you are moving. So that is a decent nerf because you can actually dodge the missiles now. It does suck though for PvE people who used the Oppressor Mark II to kill NPCs. It's going to be a lot harder in that respect, but that was the one big thing. They also made the cooldown about 30 seconds on the flares and the missile defense system. So you can't spam it anymore, which does mean you can probably get killed pretty easily if you're up on an Oppressor Mark II. But it's not completely ruined because, I mean, I played GTA Online this morning, and within the first 5 minutes, I was already killed like 3 times by Oppressor Mark II people. So they're still going to be out there. They're still going to be griefing, but it's a little bit easier to deal with them now. Now, some other new content that you might not actually know about because Rockstar didn't really mention it anywhere. Or at least they didn't really mention it as like some big update or whatever, but 6 existing vehicles got a bunch of new stuff. The Zentorno, the Turismo R, the Sentinel, the Sterling GT, the Picador, and the Schwarzer all got new liveries and a decent amount of new modifications. So if you do want to update and see all that, pick any of these cars maybe that are in your garage, bring it to any of the custom shops and see what's new. Some of them are actually really good. Like the Zentorno, I really liked what they did with that. I haven't checked out many of the other ones, but at least so far, the Zentorno looks good. So I'm hoping all the other ones do as well. So even though I know some people were complaining there was only 5 new vehicles in the update today, I mean, you have 6 more if you include those. There's also one new vehicle that can be upgraded at House Special Works on the new consoles, the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, and that is the Benefactor Sterling Gt. So I guess if you did want to make that a little faster, you can bring that to House. One of the cool things, and this is a minor thing, but hey, it's fun. The caddy from your gun running bunker, you can actually take it outside now. No longer is it just going to sit in your bunker never to be used. You can actually call the Agent 14's phone number and have him basically deliver your golf cart. Among other vehicles, but the golf cart is going to be the most fun. We always wanted it to be outside, and now we finally have it. Now, one thing you definitely should do, and unfortunately, hopefully you're not like me and already purchased the new precision rifle that's in the game. If you go to the regular ammunition, I think it's like $450-ish thousand, you can save about $75,000 by buying it in the agency. I always forget about this guy, but there's a guy at the top floor. You can see in this picture, you get a 17% discount, and it makes the precision rifle only $373,000. So that saves a decent chunk of money. I would highly recommend, if you did want to buy this weapon, to purchase it from him. One thing I haven't really tested because I didn't really know specifically what was wrong with them, but according to a bunch of people and this guy on Reddit, the tuner vehicles have actually been fixed. So I think in the last update, whenever it was, all of the tuner vehicles were kind of broken. Rockstar accidentally broke them. And it appears that is no longer the case. They're back to normal. So if anyone did want to check out those older vehicles, the tuner vehicles from last summer's DLC, well, now you can. Another neat little quality of life thing, when you're doing exotic exports, you can see in this picture, above the minimap, middle of the screen, it'll actually tell you how many of the daily exotics you've delivered. So no longer do you have to like remember it or just go back to your auto shop. You can just know, all right, 1 of 10, cool. In my opinion, one of the biggest changes they did in this update is actually add snacks and armor to the weapon wheel. This was so helpful in the missions, the new IAA missions. If you hit tab or whatever, you know, I think it's L1 on the controller to bring up your weapon wheel at the top left, it'll actually tell you how to eat snacks and equip armor. And the best part, there's no animation. It gives you everything instantly. So if you're on 1 HP and you're in a heist or something, quickly remember the buttons and you can get your health back instantly. You can get your armor back instantly. Obviously, Joe, just remember to stock up on armor. Remember to stock up on snacks every time because you will run out eventually, but it's probably one of the best things they've ever added. Another thing you can do, low grip tires can now be added on all vehicles that can go inside the car meet. They did mention this, I believe, in one of their newswires, but if you bring any vehicle into the car meet, you can put low grip tires on it for like $500. So super inexpensive. This basically turns any vehicle into a drifting vehicle. Some are going to be way better than others, but that's another thing I'll be interested to see if people figure out which is like the best vehicle now for drifting, because you can put low grips on everything. Also, at this point from the Rockstar support thing, players are now no longer required to pay a charge for destroying another player's weaponized vehicle. So you still pay money, you still pay the insurance, I think, if you just kill, like if you're just griefing and you just kill a random vehicle that they're in. But if it's weaponized, you won't. So there's some protection there. You can now fight back without having to, deduct 20K from your account every single time. That's a great one. One of the things I forgot to mention regarding the snacks, especially with missions, if you fail and you quick restart that mission, your snacks will be restocked to whatever you had when you first started the mission. So that was one of the huge issues, especially with like the Doomsday heist. I remember back in the day, you would go through it, you would use all your snacks, you would fail the heist, try and restart it and realize, oh no, I don't have any more snacks. And then you'd be screwed. That's not going to happen any longer. And then the final thing, this is something, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out, but kills and deaths in free mode will no longer affect players' kill death ratio. So for whatever reason, people want to flex their KD ratio, it's not going to matter in free mode. They're going to actually have to go into death matches and other game modes to get a good KD. And hopefully that sort of incentivizes people not to kill others in free mode, but we'll just have to wait and see if that does anything. So those were 20 things that Rockstar changed in the summer update. I'm sure there's a lot more, and you know, if I find any more, of course, I'll let you guys know. But thank you guys for watching, and please drop the video a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe for more GTA content, and as always, I'll see you all in the next one.